Well, hi folks, and welcome to another video from Brummie in the Highlands. I've just decided to come and walk up Tomnahurich hill today. Now, I've heard about this. I've lived in Inverness near enough for 15 years now, and I've never been up this hill. And they do tell me that it's a place I must go to. So it's a very old graveyard into the hill there that you can see, and then when you get to the top of the hill there's supposed to be some fantastic views, so I'm hoping we get that. The weather's not too bad, it's very cold, but we have got some blue sky, so let's go and have a wander about at Tomnahurich hill. So what we've done, we've entered through the Bruce Gardens entrance rather than the A82. It's quieter here, but you can see down here at the bottom you've got the main graveyard at the bottom, and you can see in the distance to the right there you've got the hill. So I think what we'll do, we'll go a wander up this pathway. Now Tomnahurich, that means hill of the yew trees or hill of the fairies. Now there's some quite good folklore about the fairies which you'll need to have a look at. If you go on to Google it'll tell you all about that. The hill of the fairies. Now I can see that some of the graves over there just in front of us have been damaged, obviously by storms I would think, because lots of trees have come down on the graves. We'll just go and take a quick look at that and see what damage has been caused there. Yeah, you can see the damage just there now. That's a shame, isn't it? All those gravestones damaged by the storms, I would think. It's a very big cemetery. Let's keep having a wander about. We'll go and walk up this path here and see if that takes us up towards the top. So we'll just keep walking around, but before we go any higher we'll just take a look down there, because you can see how far now the cemetery expands. It is extremely big. So we're going to head off to the left there and walk up there. Hopefully that will take us to the top. We'll keep going and see what happens. So I did think that the reason that this place was chosen for burials was because they ran out of room, and this particular land was no good for building on or doing any other work on, so they decided to use it as a cemetery. But I'm just looking up the hill there, and as we look up there you can see, and I'll try and zoom in, but you can actually see all the gravestones in the hill. There's one that's fallen over there on the right, but all the way up the hill there, which you probably won't see on the camera, but there's lots and lots of gravestones built into the hill. So I've just moved further round now, and I could see what appears to be just behind that tree there in the centre of the shot a mausoleum, but I'm not sure how you get to that, and I'm just trying to read what it says on it. I think it says something like James Masson. James Masson. And you can just see, there we go, that's quite a grand structure there. Let's see if we can read what that one is. Reverend David Sutherland. The Reverend David Sutherland. That was for. So there we go, some more of the gravestones, and as I pan round to the right, you will see come into view the part of Inverness there, looking over towards the new golf course, I think it is, and right in the distance, just about in the centre of the shot under the branches, you've got the SNH building there. So folks, I'm going to try and be clever now and take a shortcut. So we're in the middle of these trees and we're looking for a path through, and I think we may have found a shortcut up to the top, but I could be totally wrong. So we'll have a wander up here and see where this leads us to. We may be successful, we may not, but this is well worth a visit, especially if you're into old graveyards. But check it out first on Google. Check out the history of this place, because it's quite comprehensive, far more than I could tell you about on this video. I'll try and put some bits of information on the bottom of the screen for you as we go along. There we go. Now I'm going to take this route. Let's go and see where that leads us to. Yeah, so we're just getting higher and higher, and each time I'll just keep stopping and taking a look at the views. Now that's looking out over towards Inverness city centre, and again I'll try and zoom in because we can actually see the castle. I'm not sure we're going to get to it. Let's have a look. Now, can you see the castle there? There we go. And you can see the spire of the old high church just on the very left there of the shot. I did a video on that called Executions at the Old High Church, if you want to take a look. And again, in the very distance, you can see the Keswick Bridge linking over to the Black Hole. So that's a lovely view. But what we'll do, we'll keep going upwards and eventually we'll get to the very top. It's actually quite a climb this way, but I've come to some steps now, as you can see. So I'll continue up there. Let's keep going. And all the time as we walk through, you've got the gravestones. Look at that one. Duncan MacDonald died in the Battle of... I can't work that one out. Loo, is it? Died in the Battle of Loo, aged 36 years. Died on the 25th of September 1915. Wow. As I say, you can just keep walking for miles and miles. For all the time you've got these gravestones. Look at that. And there's one hidden right in the middle of that tree. I can't even get to that one. So guys, I've finally reached the top of Tomnahurich Hill, and I've just met somebody who lives locally, and she was telling me why it's called the Hill of the Fairies. Now I'm not sure if this is true or not, so this is just what I'm told. Now apparently there was a pub at the bottom of the hill, and this is a very long time ago, and if you were called into that pub for a drink, you would gladly go in there, have a drink, have some social entertainment, listen to music, do whatever you wanted to do. And then at the end of the night, when you came out of the pub here at Tomnahurich, 100 years had passed. Can you believe that? And then a short time after that, you just disappeared into dust. And that's why it's called the Hill of the Fairies. And that's just one resident that's told me that. So does anybody know any different? Now, just as I make my way towards the edge, this is what we're looking, this is what we can see. Now just take a look at that, folks. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that for a view. Now what we've got there is, as you can see, just right in the centre of the shot there, we've got the Keswick Bridge, and you can see all the way over the Firth. And I'll try and zoom in on that. There we go. So you've got the Keswick Bridge in the distance. To the left of the Keswick Bridge there is the Bewley Firth, and to the right you've got the Moray Firth, and in the very near distance here you've got the city of Inverness. Right in the middle of the shot you can see the new hotel, the AC hotel that they've built right on the bridge, Friars Bridge, in the middle of Inverness, looking out over the river. That's the brand new hotel. That's caused some controversy, to be honest. Isn't that fantastic? So those were fantastic views, but I've walked in the opposite direction now and I can see a car park. So after all that climbing, you probably could bring your car up here. But still, it's nice to walk up. It really is. On a nice day, it's nice to walk up. But if you've got problems walking up here, at least you can get the car. At least you can take the car. So we'll just keep walking up now, and I can see another sort of monument just ahead. You can probably see that. Just coming into view up these steps. And again, you know, I keep saying this, but the history is just unbelievable. It really is. And you could spend a day just looking at the graves and seeing all the details of the stones. So we'll go and have a look up those steps there, see what views we get from there. So let's climb these steps. Let's see what view we've got. I think this is the very top of the hill now that we're at. There we go, that's a memorial cross there. For the honoured memory of those sailors and soldiers who gave their lives for the country in the Great War, 1914. 1918, and who lie buried in this cemetery. A good memorial there for the First World War. Wow. I hope you can see this, folks. This is fantastic. It really is. And there we go, folks, another view of the canal. And that's looking out towards the Great Glen there, just ahead of us. And in the middle of the Great Glen you've got Loch Ness. It looks a bit rainy and wet down there. At least we're dry. That square building that you can see in the centre of the shot there, that's the new control tower for the new swing bridge. And the old swing bridge now, I think. That was built just about 3 or 4 years ago now. So that works the swing bridges there. on the A82. And there we go, that's Tomnahurich Hill. I hope you've enjoyed that video, folks. If you have, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the little bell button for any notifications of other videos. I've got a few out on YouTube and my Facebook page, Brummie in the Highlands. So until I do another one, take care, and I'll see you again soon.